And we're back. A little network issue there. I live in a building where I kind of share a connection with everyone here, and sometimes feels like my neighbors are trying to torrent like the Lord of the Rings Super Ultra Deluxe version in 4K, and it's ridiculous, you know? Anyway, we should be okay for now, but I'm probably gonna have to call it pretty soon.
Y'all eating already? Here's what's on the prowl.
Alright.
Come back again. Hey, back for more? What do you need today?
Well,
Gotcha.
that is meat pie. Alright.
Bon appetit.
So let's move on to the next thing on our list here. Level 61 for each of us.
I dare say I could make this at camp.
Nice.
Come back again.
Let's see here. There we got karmic retribution. Okay. Karmic retribution is way away from here, but hey. That's not a problem.
Everything in order?
Yep.
Alrighty. Heading on out for more adventures. The Chocobo theme! That's right, there weren't any Chocobos in Final Fantasy 1, they came in Final Fantasy 2. I think, along with Sid. Final Fantasy, I think, at its core is pretty simple. You know, it's good versus evil. There's a crystal involved. There's usually a party of heroes with a core 3 or 4 heroes who each kind of correspond to one of the elements of the crystal. sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But starting in Final Fantasy IV, they get away from the crystal a little bit. They start more about who are these heroes, why are they fighting, what is their goal, their purpose, you know, what are they doing this for? And I think Final Fantasy IV was a really good way of starting that by telling the story of Cecil, who is a Dark Knight at the beginning and then becomes a paladin and changes who he is. You know, being a paladin isn't just a class for Cecil, it's a story of who he is as a person. And, you know, the storyline that follows Kane in that game is also really interesting. You know, somebody who's kind of good, but then not good. He's kind of conflicted a bit. He's also got his own agenda, and so it's, you know, it's fun. It's an interesting look at the way things are, maybe the way things should be. And then you get to Final Fantasy V, the story of Bart's or Butts. And I think Varus was my favorite of that crew. I didn't play it too much, but I played enough. And then Final Fantasy VI, that was so good. Like, I felt like almost every character had a story, a motivation, a drive to get them there, whether it's, you know, Sabin avenging Master or Cyan, who was just doing his duty to protect his country, and Kefka comes in and poisons everyone he knows. I mean, that scene where they're fighting the Doom Train, you know, and then at the end of it, Cyan sees his wife and his kid. Like, that's some real heartbreaking stuff right there. Like, little kid me playing that 20-some years ago. That was heartbreaking. That was rough. You know, here I just finished suplexing this train, and then Cyan says goodbye. And, it was a really touching moment. Final Fantasy VII, I didn't like Cloud too much. Like, I didn't play all the way through the game, but the story is pretty much given to you, you know, now everyone kind of knows what the story is. And basically, Cloud doesn't know who he really is. He gets kind of possessed. You know, he gets controlled by Sephiroth. So I felt like for most of the game it was a character that we didn't really understand. You know, it was all like this big lie that he built up in his head. And I get it, right? Like, they built up the reasons for that pretty well, but it just didn't feel like the strong of the characters. You know? I really liked Barrett's and his storyline. I really liked Tifa. The Cloud just didn't connect to me that well. Certainly not like Terra did in Final Fantasy VI, you know, or Cecil in Final Fantasy IV. But then comes Final Fantasy VIII, and, you know, by now, like, look for Final Fantasy VIII's crystal. Where's the crystal in Final Fantasy VIII, right? It's almost not even there. Like, there's crystals in the game, but they're not super important, right? If anything, the crystals in the game are the sorceresses. The sorceresses are living, breathing, walking crystals. You know, they're alive. People fight over them, and they are the key to running nations and being powerful. Which is really what the crystals were about, right? The crystals were basically your nukes, your most powerful weapons in the world. The thing that kept your world working, right? Not just a weapon, but like a source of life and power. Things that made the wind blow and the grass grow and everything. So in Final Fantasy VIII, the world kind of doesn't need them, right? But they're still there in the form of the sorceress. The sorceresses are really powerful humans who carry the power passed down by Hein. And sometimes they war amongst themselves, and sometimes they get attacked, and sometimes, you know, they're kind of hidden, and they need a knight to protect them. That aspect really intrigues me because, you know, Rinoa...
My ass is killing me.
Rinoa is really...
I think I forgot how to walk.
special, right? She's not just anybody. She's an individual. She has her own desires, her own wants. She's trying to do something for the people of Timber, even though her dad is this general in Galbadia, right?
Just my luck. I need to go home.
Oh my goodness. What is up with that guy's voice? Just my luck. I need to go home.
Finally. Thanks for the help.
You don't look nearly that old. Man. Let's see, next one might be somewhere around here, I think. You have fun there, buddy. Rinoa, getting back to Rinoa, she...
Is it dangerous after dark around here?
Most likely. We'd best
She's just trying to do her best.
our lodgings as we go.
She's a person who's not perfect, but who's using what she has to try. You know, she wants to try, she wants to work to make things better. And she takes risks, and sometimes those risks don't pay off. Whether it's failing to assassinate the president in the train car. I mean, how the Galbadians knew that was going to happen and how they knew there needed to be a decoy, I don't know, but that was actually a pretty good plan, I think.
The sun's gone down. Now might be a good time to consider where we'll set down for the night.
I'm with Iggy.
She tries. She works hard, and
It should be a nice change of pace.
then she meets Squall. And Seed, and gets involved with all this mess. And
Thank goodness you're here. My
before-
car is stuck.
That's a more fitting voice, I think. Squall is... Before I
What
get
a
into
relief.
him,
Thank
I'm
you.
going to talk about the other characters, you know,
All in a day's work.
Selphie and Irvine, Quistis, and Zell. I think one of the big complaints about Final Fantasy VIII is that we don't get to know them so much, but I think we do get to know them pretty well. We meet Zell's adoptive mother, we see Selphie's garden. She keeps a diary where you can read all about her fascination with Sir Laguna. And how she kind of has this big crush on the guy. Which I think Squall is not very happy about, but you know, she has her own goals, right? She's not just this side character who's just kind of there. She's real. And Irvine, maybe he doesn't get as much backstory, but he's the guy who remembers, right? He's the guy who tells people, hey, by the way,
Everything in order?
Yep.
All right.
I know you guys. You know, I think if he remembers them, he probably remembered who Idea was. And so that makes his choking up when he was set to assassinate her all the more real, right? Like, you're sent on this mission and then suddenly you find out that the person you're gonna kill as part of this mission is the person who raised you, the person who took care of you in an orphanage, right? And she was a good person to you. She treated you well. I mean, that's suddenly kind of a hard decision, but Irvine kind of gets the feeling he's the only one who remembers who she is, and so I think there's good reason for him not to really say any of that to Squall. And Quistis, right? She starts off the game kind of flirting with Squall, kind of wanting to be with him, and then they kind of end up a little, right? Like, Squall is not into her, like, at all. But she thinks she wants him. Let's be honest. If Christus came up to you in real life and confessed her feelings for you, would you reject them as easily as Squall did? Maybe, maybe not. Zell, like I said, we meet his mom. He has a little thing with the library girl. And really, the broad strokes of Final Fantasy VIII tend to obscure the little touches, right? The little things about the game that just click. Like how in the Japanese version, Rinoa has this habit of making cutesy words, right? Like oharo, you know, combining the Japanese ohayo and which means good morning or just morning, and hello to make her own little cutesy phrase, and that kind of adds a little something to her character. Or how when she's not in your party, typically you'll find her in the library because when they were creating her, they decided, you know, she really is the person who likes to read a lot. And so whenever she gets a chance, she is off in the library. You know? And so you have a thing like that, and suddenly she has more character, right? She has a little more oomph to her personality. She's not just some dumb broad.
Where do we go from here?
And I think if they had spent more time on the game, they could have fleshed these things out. But Final Fantasy VIII came out 2 years after Final Fantasy VII did. And it wasn't...
Knocked! Overhead!
It wasn't a long development cycle. It was pretty rushed.
This will be quick.
Yeah, that's Origi!
Surprise.
Gotcha!
That's that. None the worse for wear.
Bring on the next one.
So they didn't have a lot of time to build these characters up. They just kind of needed to make the game and get it out there as fast as they could. Regardless of how much they might have wanted to develop these people. And so that brings me to Squall, right? Squall is a guy who grew up in this orphanage, doesn't remember his parents, feels like he's been kind of
Thank
left
goodness
alone.
you're here. My car is stuck.
What's up, bro? He's abandoned by the person that he feels
What a
can't
relief.
abandon
Thank you.
him. You know, he has this...
I'd call that a job well done.
And when she leaves, he thinks she's leaving him, like, because she doesn't like him, or because, you know, there's something wrong with him. Right? And Texas really hard, and it affects who he is. And so he develops this drive. He's not gonna, you know, not like Cloud where he doesn't know who he is or he loses himself, but he becomes determined. He's not gonna have to rely on anybody. He's not gonna depend on people because he knows everybody goes away. You know, whether it's his parents, whether it's his beloved sister, Alone, or Alone, however you want to say her name. Whether it's the orphanage, right? And the only ones who really stick around are people that, kind of torment him, right? Cypher sticks around.
Everything in order?
Yep.
And so what does he do? He works to become a Gunblade Master. He works to become strong. He works to become a seed, to become independent.
Huh.
To not have to depend on anybody, to just
Let's go.
Sounds good.
To do what he needs to do. Without having to depend on adults or depend on Quistis, right? He doesn't want to depend on them. He doesn't. Why should he care about other people's problems? They're not going to care about his problems. They're not going to care about him, right? And, you know, being the moody teenager that I was when I played the game, I could relate. Because as you grow up, people leave you, right? People
What was that?
My
exit your
apologies.
life.
Oh, yeah.
Get back!
Try this on your side.
Here I am! Say your prayers. No big deal.
And you lose people that you really, really care about. People that you thought were going to stick around forever don't.
This sounds like you're having fun.
I mean, I know I'm feeling that now, right? People that I thought were going to be in my life forever suddenly aren't. They're just not. In some cases, it's because I messed up. I drove them away. And in other cases, it's because they're jerks, right? They're just, kind of, how could you? How could you leave me moments, right? And you think to yourself, what
Do we
have I
have
done?
to walk?
Why do I deserve this? Really, right? There's never going to be a satisfying answer to that. You're never going to find a good answer to that question. Why are you being left? You know, Squall doesn't find a good answer to that question either. For a lot of
Not the time for horseplay! My hand slipped.
He never learns that Laguna's his dad in the game. Like, it's pretty clear, and the producer of the game said, you know, yeah, this is the case, that Laguna is Squall's dad, but Squall doesn't know.
Just my luck. I need to go home.
But
Finally. Thanks for the help.
when he meets Renoa,
Ooh, that couldn't have gone any better.
suddenly he starts to open up a little bit more. He starts to rely on people a little more. He starts to trust a little more. People want to trust him, you know, partly because he's this strong, powerful guy, and partly because he's the guy worth trusting. He's not just lazing about. He's actively worked, right, to make his situation better.
Sleep. I need sleep. Too long since we got a full night's rest. Time we put an end to that.
Fine. You'll be fine, Noctis. You'll be fine. No worries at all. Let's see. Okay, just... Ready?
Everything in order?
Yep.
And she kind of doesn't get it, right? Like, she doesn't get why he wouldn't open up and rely on people. She's had people to rely on her whole life. Whether, you know, it was her dad, whether it was Cypher, whether it's the fellow Timber Owls.
No way we're taking that thing on.
No turning back.
Nope. No one miss your nice guy. Heads down.
Pay attention, Iggy.
I think we're in for a fight. This is cool.
Clean your glasses.
Copyright here. No.
How we holding up?
Getting by.
Never fear. Bronco's here. Gotcha.
Nothing personal. My pleasure.
Gladio! Sorry to break this up.
Nice work, Gladio.
keep smashing until it goes down.
That's that. No quarter.
I can keep this team in check.
Do it. No quarter.
On top of it.
Alright. ABC.
Impeccable.
Alright, so Squall meets Renault, right? And she's
That
this
took everything we-
free-spirited person, and she's got friends she can rely on.
You should
And
be
she's
proud
looking
you
for more
gave it your
help,
all.
actually. She's
I've
at
got
the
nothing
seed ball
left.
because she wants help. She's actively, like, going out there and saying, "Help me!" And Sid, of course, is like, "Yeah, I'll help you. No problem." And Squall kind of doesn't get this girl, and she doesn't get him, and why is he so cold and standoffish? Doesn't he want to make friends? Like, what's up with him? And Squall is like, why is this girl always pushing herself on me? Why is she always bothering me? Right? And she does come off as kind of annoying a bit. But you learn about her past and her mom and her relationships. Squall does too, and he tells her, like, really early on, you know, she's scared and she's thinking she can't handle this. And so he's trying to comfort her, trying to reassure her, and she says, you know, stay close to me. You know, it's like, I'll protect you. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. You can count on me, and he is, right? He tries to protect her.
It should be a nice change of pace.
And their relationship slowly kind of blooms from there, right? He's there and helping her and doing what he can for her, and she wants to know,
Thank goodness you're here. My
Who
car
is?
is stuck.
you know, what's up with him.
What a relief. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd call that a job well done.
Alright. So that by the time, you know, she passes out, he really genuinely starts to care for her. She's important to him. She matters in his life.
Huh?
And so he makes this big decision, right? He takes her and he walks to Estar. That's a long walk. That's not the kind of thing, you know, you just do for anybody. It's a big step.
Everything in order?
Yep.
All right.
What was that?
My apologies.
He knows it. And he talks to her about himself and about all these things and
Let's go.
Hit it, Specs.
drive right through him, Miggy. Drive right through him.
We're outnumbered. I propose we take them out one by one.
Could you propose a way to finish this faster?
Reaper.
Prince of Pain.
Yep. This doesn't look too good.
Bring it up.
Excuse me?
Forgive me.
There's two of them.
This means his role. Clean glasses. Got the idea.
Sorry to bring this up.
Everything cool?
Holding steady.
Agnes!
On your mark, Doctor.
Gotcha. You rang? Getting by.
Watch yourself, Knock.
I know.
Iggy, let them come to you.
Nothing personal.
Showtime!
No, Mr. Nice Guy! Let's go.
Roger.
It's over!
Yeah!
That was good.
I want to just flop onto a hotel bed. cannonball for me.
Camp's not gonna cut it tonight.
So where were we? Squall takes Renaud to Estar. And at that point he's kind of singularly driven, right? This vibrant, lively person that he's come to know, come to like, is suddenly silent. Suddenly she's not moving anymore. Is she dead, maybe? He doesn't even really know, right? Will she ever wake up? There has to be a way, it has to be something. He can't just leave her like this. And he takes her, and all that stuff happens in space, and they have this moment, right, where she says, she kind of shows him, right, how to lean on somebody, how to depend on somebody. He doesn't quite get it. He's starting to. And gosh, how I wish that could have been a proper cutscene. How I wish that could have been voiced. I hope someday they do a remake of Final Fantasy VIII and they redo that scene. Proper voice acting and full FMV quality. But that conversation is so special, so needed. And then they get back to the ground, and they're like, Renaud is a sorceress now, and she's dangerous. She might get possessed by Ultimacia, so we need to put her away. And Squall lets her go. Says, it's her choice, right? What right do I have to take her choice away? Right? So Squall is thinking, this is a person with agency. She is a person who lives for herself. She has her own thoughts, her own feelings, her own emotions. If she decided that she needs to be locked away, who am I to take that choice away from her? And so what he learns ultimately is that, it's okay for him to want somebody. It's okay for him to need somebody. It's okay for him to go out and get her, right? Because really that's what she's been doing with him this whole time, right? She's been going after him, and she's been trying to get him out of his shell and trying to pull him. He learns to want somebody in his life. It's a great story. But the change isn't that Squall suddenly becomes a nice guy, or that he's popular with the ladies, or anything like that. The change is that he is now allowed to want somebody. Wanting somebody is okay. The real world, right? A lot of people don't have that Renaud who wants them back. And it's hard to maintain that feeling, that drive that says, I want somebody. And so many people, a lot of us, give up, right? But Squall shows that sometimes it can be worth it to keep on trying, to keep on walking, to keep on pulling for the one that you care about, the one that you love, to be in your life. might find your own Renoa there. That's why Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite game in the series, is because they tell that story. And they tell it so well. And after 8, we get back to sort of an homage to Final Fantasies of days past. We go to Final Fantasy IX, where they bring back black mages in the form of Vivi, and they bring back the crystals, kind of, and they harken back to the days of Final Fantasy yore, right? It's kind of touching. The point of Final Fantasy IX is, like, even if you're doomed, right? Even if your life is short, like, don't focus on the end of your life. Focus on the living of your life, whatever time you have. That time matters. That time is valuable. That time is important. You know, to live and to breathe and to enjoy what you have and what you've accomplished, what you can accomplish. To do whatever you can to sort of help your fellow man, or to make the world better, or to try.
Where do we go from here?
To resist evil, right? There's this kind of a fight where, you know, people are saying, just give up on everything, just destroy this whole thing, this whole world is rotten.
Just my luck. I need to go home.
But in the end, they kind of say, no, right? No, we're not going to give up here. We're not going to quit. We are here to fight.
Finally. Thanks for the help.
And we're going to keep on fighting, and we're not going to quit fighting.
Ooh, that couldn't have gone
We're
any
going to do
better.
everything we can to save the world. Even if, you know, we're going to die tomorrow. We're going to save the world today. It's a really special story, too. I need to go back and actually beat the game for myself. I watched a friend beat it. I watched a friend play through Final Fantasy IX and beat the game, and it was really nice. But yeah, I gotta do it for myself. And after Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy X. Oh my goodness. Final Fantasy X. Tell you right now, I am not a fan of Titus. Like, Titus annoys me to no end because he's such a kind of a wimp of a character. Right?
What's the forecast?
He's
Clear
always whining
skies
about his
with the
dad.
temperature
Yeah,
rising.
I get that his dad
Nice.
was like not a good guy to him. But come on, man, have a little strength, have a little fortitude, right? He's always crying, even at the end. And Jack teases him about it. He's like, yeah, I knew you were gonna cry. I knew you were gonna cry, boy. like, of course, you were gonna cry. So, Titus isn't that strong character for me, but I really like almost all the other characters, right? Kimari, Ronso, who's initially like this really scary, big, fearsome beast man, and then you find out he's actually kind of a runt by Ronso standards. He's small and weak, and his horn got broken, right? That's like breaking your horn is kind of a euphemism for something else, I think.
Ignis, pull over a sec.
Certainly. Well, here we are.
Running low on gas, I'll just run it. Because why not? Then you have Waka, who's mourning, grieving the loss of his brother, but also trying to be strong, trying to be the leader of his blitzball team. Trying to hold it together. And when he meets Titus, right, he kind of, hey man, you kind of remind me of my brother, right? You get that feeling. Hey. So much so that he gives Titus the sword that he had given Chapu. And, you know, how happy it must have made Waka to see Titus actually using that sword, because turns out Chapu decided not to use the Brotherhood, but instead chose to use Machina weapons.
Man, it's hot.
Then lose the
Suddenly-
jacket.
Oh. You hate Machina. It kind of makes sense, right? Blame that for your brother dying. Like, not only is he religiously devout, but for him, right? Machina machines, they killed his brother. And when you look at it that way, it's kind of easy to see why. Ah, okay.
Knocked. Overhead.
Hostiles on your right!
Thanks.
And then there's Lulu, who was engaged to Chapu, who believed in him, who is now alone. And she has to be strong, right? She's supposed to be there for Yuna. She's supposed to be there to help Yuna and protect Yuna as one of Yuna's guardians. And she has to see Waka that whole time.
Real nice here.
Makes me want to take a nap.
And Waka is much more open, much more raw, right, about his grief. So you got Waka there mourning, you got Lulu mourning, and Himari, you know, they're protecting, and then that's the original group of guardians for Yuna. Kind of a ragtag bunch of misfits. And then you add to that Riku, who isn't all bad. And Waka somehow is oblivious to this. Like, Waka's like so shocked that she's an Elbed. What? This girl, this Riku person is an Elbed? What? But she's fighting for her people. She's fighting for what she believes in, and Riku's really fun as a character. Then we get to Auron. And Auron he's a badass, man. Auron is the kind of guy that you don't want to mess with, because he's going to take you down.
Everything in order?
Yep.
And Auron believes so much in his cause, and he was so, like, determined to see it through. Like, he died and went to get Titus, and then came back and saw the whole mission through to the end, right? Like, even despite being dead, even despite Yuna being a summoner and sending people, like, right in front of him, like, he is, like, struggling, right? He is there to see this mission through. He will not give up on this mission, no matter what. Like, that is some determination to make things right. Auron is not just any hero. He is a badass hero. He is the kind of guy who deserves your respect, and will have it.
Do we have to walk?
And all of these people, Whiny Titus and the rest, are there for Yuna. They're there to be Yuna's guardians. You know, who is Yuna that she can pull together this group, right? She gets them together, and they're there for her, because she has this determination, right? She is kind of determined
Last thing I need now.
Well, here we are.
Eyes peeled, mouth closed. Ah! Get back!
Hey! Where'd you learn that one, Knock? I got it! That wasn't so hard.
Takes two.
Watch yourself, Knock.
I know.
Oh yeah!
I think Yuna projects this calm determination, right? She knows what's at the end of her journey. And her journey could be sorrowful, it could be sad, it could be somber. It could be a serious thing. But she takes in Titus, and she makes him part of the group, and suddenly her journey is a joyous, happy journey. Like, they're laughing, right? They're having a ball. They're enjoying the life they've got.
I can't just leave my car and walk home. How should we do this, Noct?
Just do whatever. Not help.
What's that?
That's that.
They're on fire today!
No big deal. It's time.
They won't know what hit them.
My hero!
Well, here we are.
All in together now!
How about this?
Put it in the books.
Titus
It's
is
history now.
part of the group because Yuna likes him. Really. Like, Waka's okay with him. Lulu
You
kind
saved
of
me
thinks
a
he's a
long
dork.
trek.
And Kimari definitely doesn't like him.
All in the
Auron
day's work.
is there to vouch for him, but I don't think Auron really likes Titus either. But Yuna's the one who makes that final call. And Yuna says, yeah, this guy, he stays. He's part of us. Right? Like, I don't like Titus, but if Yuna was there and she was like, yeah, he's gonna be part of the group now, I'd be like, oh, okay. And that's a really compelling story in and of itself. That's one of the great Final Fantasies right there. Like, gotta be top 5. Top 5 Final Fantasies for anybody, I think.
Won't keep you in the dark.
Then we move on to Final Fantasy XI. No, I didn't go too far into the expansions, so I can't speak to that. Instead, I just want to, like, if I'm going to cover something, it's going to be
Real nice
the
here.
original story,
Yeah.
the base game, where you've got this guy who's, he's trying really hard, once again, to do good by his people, and
Everything in order?
Yep.
he gets pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and winds up on the dark side of things, and there's a story of redemption there. You go there and you fight big bad guy, and it turns out he's a Golka, and he's the Tailkeeper. Suddenly, kind of clicks, right? Oh,
Should be a nice change of pace.
And along the way you meet people from the three nations who have pushed and struggled for a long, long time to maintain this peace that they fought for, and it's rough. It's not easy being a peacemaker. It's not easy holding peace together, and you've got the Dutch of
I
Juno,
can't
and
just
you've got
leave my car and walk home.
the Republic of Bastuk. Somewhere I have a shirt that says that's a Republic of Bastuk shirt. That's where my
You
characters are
saved me a
from.
long trek.
You know, and
I'd call
Kingdom
that
of
a job well
Sandoria,
done.
and you got the Tartaras and Mithra and their own country whose name I've forgotten. You know, and all these nations have a history. Bastuk and Sandoria fought wars, and Juno is kind of a new, exciting place, and it's at the center of everything. And
Easy now.
Tartaras and the Mithras are kind of holed up in their forests, and playing that was really fun.
Say your prayers.
Comes Final Fantasy 12, a game which I own 3 or 4 copies of. Final Fantasy 12. It's great. And I've barely played it, but I have a friend who's like a really, really big fan of Final Fantasy 12. And so I know the story a bit, I know the characters a bit. You know, most especially Ash, who kind of out for vengeance. She's out for revenge. She wants to destroy the empire that smashed her kingdom and killed her husband. And if anyone deserves revenge, it's Ash. And Van is,
Sleepy.
Are we there yet?
Van is there, just big dreams, all that stuff, and you have like these character moments in the game. You don't.
Aw, thanks, buddy. Oh, thank goodness you're here. My car is stuck.
you don't see a lot of the big crystals and
What a
stuff,
relief.
right? Like it's more from
Thank you.
the Final Fantasy Tactics kind of
All in a day's
political
work.
intrigue and double crosses upon double crosses and so much like complex storytelling.
Let's go.
I'm going on ahead! Knocked. Overhead.
But like I said, I haven't played enough of the game to really be able to speak to characters, and I actually have avoided a lot of the spoilers for that game, somehow. So, moving on, we get to Final Fantasy 13. The story of Lightning being angry and punching Snow in the face over and over again. This game sort of brings back the crystals, right? The Lassie turn into Seath, who are crystals, or they become crystals once they complete their focus. And they get to spend eternity kind of alive as a crystal. Except for Fang and Vanille for some reason, right? They sort of accomplished their focus, but not quite. So they get brought back to do it again properly. And look, Final Fantasy 10-2, or 13-2,
Thanks.
Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. I'm leaving those out. Okay, I'm just talking about the base game. And there, you've got more crystal stuff, but you've got the characters, and they're even more elemental, right? Lightning, obviously, has the lightning crystal in mind, and you've got Snow, who's obviously kind of an ice, water kind of guy.
Thanks for the ride.
We'll meet again.
I would say Saz is kind of a fire person. For confirmation, should probably look to
Let's go. Sounds good.
his summon, his Eidolon, Brynhilder, who's pretty fiery. We've got Hope, who's kind of supposed to be the White Mage-ish. That he summons Alexander, and he's holy, but he's also a wind guy. You got Fang as the Dragoon, with her jumps and using staff and summoning Bahamut, a dragon. And I really like Lightning because she's kind of a
Any plan?
she's kind of like Squall. She's this independent person, doesn't want to rely on people.
Plow right through them. Oh, sucker down.
Say your prayers.
Let's clean him up quick.
doesn't want to rely on people. She's there
Nothing to
taking
it.
care of her sister. Here comes Snow, this big dumb oaf who's playing at being a hero. He doesn't understand what being a
Everything in
hero is.
order.
Yep.
Can we not? Ugh. Goodness sakes.
Really? Again? Say your prayers.
This oversized!
Ready for a fight.
Got more than we bargained for.
No quota.
Back to it.
Right.
Lightning is there, and she's dealing with Snow, and then bullshit
Everything
happens,
in order.
basically.
Yep.
Right? Oh, for goodness sakes.
Not a lucky day.
We got company.
Misery loves.
Watch yourself, knocked.
I know.
Well, here we are.
Hey!
Apologies.
Gotcha!
You're done for.
Smash. We all good?
Better than good.
Good to go.
Everything in order?
Yep.
And then Hope
All right.
comes into the picture, and Saz comes into the picture, and Saz is kind of... I really feel for Saz. Man, this guy is just trying to be a good dad. And it is so hard to be a good dad. Kind of like... I'm not black, but... I think it's fair to say that there's not a lot of good representations of, you know, good black fathers out there, and to have Saz be a representation of a good black father, right? Like, where does this come from? Like, yeah, he's kind of stereotyped a bit. He keeps a freaking bird in his afro. But all the way from Japan, they have a black guy as the only father in the game that you can play, the only playable father. You know, you meet Hope's dad. But you get to learn about Saz, and you get to learn how much he cares about his son, and how much he's willing to go through for him, and
What was that?
My apologies.
all that. And it's important, right? Like, if you're a black kid,
This movie says recording.
played sometimes 13,
Right here. No.
Chop chop.
How about saying your prayers?
You're on fire today!
What can I say?
Onward!
as is
Yep.
more likely than not to be a
Everything in
positive
order?
role model there.
Yep.
I personally like Snow. I feel like his be a hero attitude is a good thing. But I can see how he's very annoying to people. I can see how people wouldn't like him. And there's lots of fair criticism of Snow. Like, he messes things up, he makes mistakes, he gets Hope's mom killed because he's playing at being a hero.
Damn, this place is hot.
Just take your shirt off.
Like you? No way.
What, too embarrassed to show your scrawny body?
Hey, I got muscle.
Huh?
And ultimately,
If you say so.
Snow backs up what he says, right? He fights, and he might not understand in the beginning what's going on, but he tries so hard for Sarah. He tries so hard to be her hero, to be the guy that's there when other people aren't.
Everything in order?
When Lightning's out and about and doing her job, Sarah was hanging out with Snow and his crew. And when he finds out that she's in trouble, he doesn't run away from her. He says he wants to marry her, even though she gives him an out, right? But he's like, no, I'm with you. I love you. I'm gonna be here for you the whole way. And that matters, right? That's important. Now the game itself is, been described as running through a series of hallways, and I think apologists like myself would say, like, that's sort of what the characters are doing. And also, have you played Final Fantasy X? Because that's super linear. And certainly they could have done a better job of it, like they did with 10. They did a good job of dealing with that in 10. But it tells a good story, it's compelling. And it has the characters that sort of match up, right? You can trace Lightning's heritage back to the early games. You can trace Fang back to the early games. It's a game that has chocobos in it, believe it or not. And there's a Cid in the game who's kind of tragic, but
Do we have to walk?
that's just the way it is, I guess. There's so many things the same and so many things that are changed, so many things that are different. Should be right here, but there's not. Oh well. In the end, I think Final Fantasy 13 was a special moment for the series, and kind of showed, like, it's not perfect. Final Fantasy's not perfect, but it carries on, it continues. And then we have Final Fantasy 14,
Everything in order?
Yep.
All right.
which is just, I could go on for hours about it. There's so much there. The Crystal, the Warrior of Lights, they make sure to call back to so many things in the series. Right now they're even calling back to Ivalice and Final Fantasy Tactics. And they, like, 14 is its own thing and also an homage to the whole series of Final Fantasy. It's pretty amazing. I loved playing it, and the only reason I stopped playing it is because it took up too much of my time, and I couldn't dedicate that time to it anymore. But, like, believe me, if I find enough free time for it, I'm gonna go back into Final Fantasy 14 because it is good, unequivocally good. If you come across this video somewhere on the internet at some point, Final Fantasy 14 still exists, please, like, play the heck out of that game. Like, that is my recommendation there. I cannot recommend it highly enough. It is just that good. You will not regret it.
Hey, who's up for a bite?
Well, that brings us to Final Fantasy 15. The game that I'm playing right here, right now, where we're talking about crystals. We're back to a party of 4. We've got 4 Warriors of Light right here, right? And there's a princess in the mix, and all kinds of things. And I haven't beaten the game yet. I'm right here, but I'm excited to see where it goes from here. So, yeah, I think I'm done with the game for right now. I'm gonna be working on more side quests next time, and thanks for listening to me ramble about the Final Fantasy series the last hour or two. I'll see you next time.